What's going on, everyone? Tony Ivanov here with another day trading video lesson, and today I'm going to talk to you about the two stocks I traded today. Ended up having a red day today of around $100. In the beginning of the day I was down around 350, so that was a massive loss that I was not expecting on SPEX. It just dropped 10% in like 8 seconds, but then I was able to make some money back on PTI on some nice solid trades on that one. So all in all, pretty choppy day. Not an amazing day, not a bunch of follow through. We had some nice pre-market runners, like SPEX was a very nice pre-market run, and then you know, at market open it was just very choppy and very just volatile. So not the easiest day to trade, but I'm glad I was able to turn my big losing day into a smaller losing day by one, not over trading, and two, waiting for the perfect setup that's allowed me to attack it and take profits. So my trade on SPEX, like I said, let's just go into it right now. If you didn't know, every single day I give away $25, and it goes to a random commenter from the previous video lesson. I'm gonna announce the winner of that at the end of this video, so make sure you stick around, learn something new, and see if you can benefit your trading from this free information. So SPEX, this was on my watch list because they had news. I forgot what the news was. Oh no, they bought some cybersecurity company. I didn't really care too much about the news because I just trade price action, but you can see we had a very nice run at $1.40, ran all the way up to over $2, just around $2.20, all in pre-market. So that was a very nice run. I wasn't awake in pre-market, so I couldn't take advantage of that move, but usually I don't anyways. So then we opened up here at market open, and we saw everything just pulling back. SPEX pulled back at market open. We saw you know, ZSAN I think had a massive pullback at market open too. You know, ZSAN dropped like a rock. There was NETE had a massive pullback at market open, and then PTI too. So everything was just dropping at market open, and so that made me kind of wary. You know, I wasn't too sure what was going to happen today. I wasn't too sure how strong of a day it was going to be. So I just sat back, I waited. I've made it one of my trading rules now to never trade the first minute of market open, just because I don't want to run into a situation like this where you just drop at market open. So I was sitting back, I was watching it, and then it quickly dipped down to $1.84, and then I is my mic on? Yeah, okay. Quickly dipped down to $1.84, and then immediately snapped back up, rebounded to a high of 224, 225, and then once we started having this small pullback, I drew my trend line, because you know that recently I've been looking for these trend line breakouts. Drew my trend line, and at 9:37 we broke out of that trend line, so of course I bought, because what I've learned with any type of pattern that is profitable over time, you have to attack any single play that you know, is a part of your pattern. You can't be picky, you can't be choosy, because we never really know which one's going to work until we watch it happen. So I jumped into SPEX with 1,000 shares. I got filled at 224, and then I sold those. Okay, no, that was at 9:34, so right here. Okay, I remember now. So I bought the breakout over the pre-market high first at 224, 1,000 shares, cut my loss at 215, so that was a $100 loss right there. And then I watched it pull back, watched it make this trend line, and then I jumped back in with another 2,000 shares. This time my average was at 222 on this candle at 9:37, and then it just dropped like a rock. It dropped from the 220s all the way down to 195. I eventually was able to get out at $2.01 flat, so that was a 23-cent per share loss on the 1,000 shares. So that was a massive loser for me. That brought my day's loss only after 7 minutes of market open to over $300, and that was, you know, pretty unnerving, you know, to see that big of a loss right at market open. And you know, my max loss for a day is usually $200. So at that moment, I really scaled back and I stopped you know, being so aggressive, and I realized that, okay, this market is not that strong today, so I'm just gonna sit back, wait, and see what's gonna happen. So SPX was really choppy all day, to be frank. You know, it had these massive drops, had these really quick spikes, and then you can see here it dropped from 229 down to 201 once again in 1 minute. So this is a very scary stock to trade if you get caught on the wrong side. Overall, it didn't really do much the rest of the day. It did have a pretty nice midday squeeze from 199 up to the 230, so just around 10% per share. And but it never broke out of this trend line, so it eventually broke down and then stayed sideways. Next stock I traded was PTI. PTI, they had pre-market news about one of their drugs getting the FDA, not FDA approval, but let's just look at it real fast. They got the fast track designation because they had a drug with breakthrough potential. So FDA designation, that's what it's called. So this had a massive run pre-market yesterday, or after hours yesterday, and then in pre-market today it ran up all the way to 694, which was also multi-month resistance. You can see here on December 12th, 2017, it topped out at 695. So that is an obvious multi-month resistance, and I drew that on my charts as soon as I saw it. So we were looking at this on my watch list as well. By the way, you can click the link down below and go to TonyIvanov.com/blog, and I post my watch list there every single pre-market, completely free to use, and you can check it out and see what stocks I'm watching. So you know, this had a pretty massive pullback in pre-market as well, but then eventually broke the downtrend, and you know, this was actually a good entry to get in on. Once you you see all these indicators, all these moving averages, the VWAP are starting to curl up, that's a very strong sign. And then also just simply buying the break over the market open right here at 640 would have been a very strong entry, and you know, would have been a very nice way to get in. I didn't trade it until, let's see, I traded it at 681. So let me see, at 953 I bought in. It was on the break of this trend line right here. So right here, bought 953. I bought 500 shares at 681. I held through this move into the sevens, and then because now this trade, I didn't do it really perfectly. I was kind of blinded by my loss. I really wanted to make more than I lost today, but when you have a big loss like that, you can't really have the goal of you know, being green on the day. It's much better and safer to just have a goal of reducing that loss, making it not such a big loss on the day. But I was, you know, being kind of emotional with this, and I really wanted to turn my red day into a green day. So I bought 500 shares at 680, and then I added 500 more shares at 720 right up in here at 958 I added. So right here on the break of this downtrend. So I added one more time at 720, and then I eventually, you know, was getting nervous that it wasn't really breaking over 725 that strong. So I eventually sold my 1,000 shares at 716. So that was my 2 trades for today, or no, 3 trades total. Didn't touch PTI after that, just because it was looking very choppy, and you know, you would expect that having this huge breakout over $7 would have really made it squeeze, but it is a massive gap up. You know, it gapped up from the 4s to the 5s and then broke to 7s, so it was pretty overextended, and you can't really expect too much from plays like that. So those are my trades for today. Not the strongest day, but I'm glad that I was able to reduce my loss from being a massive loss to just, just a regular loss. And one thing that I really want to stress is that losses are a part of trading. You can never avoid losses. They're gonna happen, and you can't let them discourage you. Look at the big picture. Long-term profitability is the goal. Don't get too caught up, with the day-to-day profit-loss ratios, because that will just really just get in your head and really just mess with your emotions. So don't focus too much on your day-to-day profits. Look at your week profits and look at your month profits. See what your long-term profitability is, and use that as your baseline and use that as your motivation to get better at trading. So I just want to say that you only need one pattern to become a profitable trader. I'm using this one pattern right now, the break of that trend line, and it's been working very successfully for me. So find that one pattern that works for you, trade it over and over and over again, and trade it consistently. So with that being said, let's see who won the 25 bucks. We had 127 unique commenters on Friday's video. Thank you all so much for commenting. Here's Crypto Grift. He says, nice profit in that time frame, but don't be anxious. It's an emotion that you're not taking out of the equation. Good video as always. Thanks. Crypto, you hit the nail right on the head. It is an emotion that I have a problem with getting over, is leaving my money in the market for long periods of times. I really like to take my profits out really fast, which is a blessing and a curse, like I said, because it's a blessing because it usually lets me have nice consistent profits, but it's a curse because usually the stocks that I trade run for another 10-20%, and I really could have held on for just a bit longer and made a lot more profits. So thank you for that feedback, Crypto. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you send me a YouTube message with your PayPal email address, and I'll send over that 25 bucks whenever I get that information. So thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure you leave a like, leave a subscription if you want to win 25 bucks, and hit that subscribe button to become a part of the Trade Buddy community. We have a Facebook group called the Trade Buddy community where we have over 4,000 members, day traders, swing traders, crypto traders, everything across the board, who give their best practices and other techniques for becoming better traders. We also have a chat room with a 7-day free trial. You can click the link down below, and you can just look at this YouTube with over 90 video lessons with over, I don't know, 50 hours of content. So there's a lot of information for you to study up, so there's no excuse for you. You can become a better trader, so just make sure you put your mind to it, and let's make 2018 a green year. So thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.